girl was horrified to discover that, as long as she danced in front of a mirror, her best friend could simultaneously perform the exact same dance moves. Then, her best friend used her mother's influence in the dance troupe to falsely accuse her of being a plagiarist. To verify the suspicion in her mind, the girl simply took a hammer and smashed the mirror between the two of them. Sure enough, when she danced again, the best friend's movements copying hers began to become distorted, especially her leg movements. Even the audience noticed that these movements were clearly inconsistent with the overall dance. Only after careful observation did the girl find out that her best friend's mother had placed a small mirror under the stage, which could only reflect the upper half of her body while she was dancing. That was why her best friend couldn't imitate her lower body dance steps. For this reason, the girl became even more certain that her best friend's ability to copy was related to mirrors. She immediately thought of a good way to completely expose the trick of the mother and daughter, and make them taste the bitterness of being disgraced and ruined. It turned out that in her previous life, her best friend had plagiarized her dance, but instead, reported her for plagiarism. In the end, she even deliberately incited fanatical fans to kill her. Unexpectedly, in the next second, the girl was reborn and returned to the day when her best friend falsely accused her of plagiarism. Having been given a second chance at life, the girl did not struggle to explain herself. Instead, she requested to compete with her best friend in improvising a dance on the spot, because initially, she believed that the reason her best friend's dance was identical to hers must be that her best friend had secretly learned her dance in advance. If they had to improvise a dance on the spot, her best friend would definitely reveal her true colors. However, what the girl did not expect was that her best friend actually agreed to the competition, but requested to dance with her on the same stage. By placing a mirror between them, the two could avoid interfering with each other. The girl agreed, but never imagined that when she danced, her best friend actually replicated her dance steps through the mirror. The girl was deeply shocked by this, unable to understand how her best friend had managed to do it. Moreover, since their dance steps were the same, it was impossible to determine who the plagiarist was. Therefore, the judges suggested that the two go to the dance studio to choreograph their own dances separately, and then come back to compete one after another. The girl quickly choreographed a dance in front of the mirror, not knowing that her best friend had already copied her dance steps through the mirror.
只要你在镜子面前跳得出来，就能复制得到。我就等着你在众人面前出丑的样子。
Half an hour later, the two returned to the stage, but unexpectedly, this time the best friend proposed to dance first. The girl had no idea what trick her best friend was up to. However, in the next second, she saw that her best friend actually performed the dance she had just created. But what the best friend didn't know was that the girl had only danced half of this dance in front of the mirror, and a prop umbrella was necessary to bring out the best effect of the dance. For this reason, the girl also realized that her best friend could only copy the dance steps she had already performed, and could not copy the dance steps she had in her mind. This indicated that her best friend could see her dance through some method.